Hello YouTube, as you can see we have two stacks here. One happens to be, if you guys haven't already guessed it, this stack is going to be Super Nintendo games, and that stack down there is going to be Nintendo 64 games. Would have had a lot more than this, but you know, a lot of them I've had to buy back over the years because, like I said in previous videos, I had jackasses who would take my games and sell them to spend that money on beer. Part of the reason I don't drink anymore. If I drink, I'd be selling all my shit too. But nothing beats a little water. I hate having to drink all kinds of water though, but can't drink soda no more. Anyways, we'll go ahead and this is gonna be a Super Nintendo showcase, and I think I'll just do them in separate videos. That'll be on Nintendo 64 showcase. So without further ado, go and start with the Super Game Boy. What this was, as you see the slot right there, what you could do is stick your Game Boy games in there and play them on your Super Nintendo. Pretty cool, right? Back then it was a really neat idea. One game we're gonna have is Art of Fighting. Raul, Robert, Takuma, Yuri. You guys know who they are? They were from this game. Mr. Big, of course, the main bad guy. Probably one of the best games according to me and a lot of other people. Also featured one of my favorite bands of all time, GWAR. You guys know that GWAR was in a video game? Then you know the name of the game I'm talking about. Yes, the Beavis and Butthead game. What it is GWAR was coming to town, they couldn't pay for tickets, so they heard that by doing all kinds of cool shit, GWAR would likely give them tickets. They give tickets to people who have pictures of themselves doing cool shit. Well, eventually you get to the GWAR concert and they wouldn't let you in for those, so you had to go through hell just to go see GWAR and get on stage. It was a fun game, especially if you're playing two-player. What sucks though, two-player, your second player has to be right at spot on because you guys share the same life bar. Here's a Donkey Kong 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. Or Diddy's Conquest. Okay. Here's another one of my favorites. This one's going to be quite pricey. I mean, see, $12.99. It's a sticker on this one. I think it's more about $30, almost $40 these days. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. A really fun Final Fantasy game. Oh man, this next game up, you guys saw me buy it at We Know Video Games, but yeah, can't stress how much fun this game was. We used to spend the night at my cousin's when we were younger, me and my brother, and we would stay up all night, 250 levels of Full Throttle, just to finish the entire game. Marathons, man, I tell you. Here's another good one. I haven't played it yet, but this came with my Super Nintendo. See, a friend of mine sold me a Super Nintendo for $15, and he had like 20 games combined. Then the Super Nintendo was like $50, and the games combined almost $400 value. But he sold it all to me for $15, which is pretty cool. King Griffey Jr.'s Winnie Run. I don't know why he decided to sell that, because he was a pretty big Griffey fan too. This game classifies as almost everybody's favorite game, especially since it came with a lot of copies of Super Nintendos. I mean, with a lot of Super Nintendos. Killer Instinct, the original Killer Instinct. I got two copies of this because one of them did come with my Super Nintendo that I bought from my friend, or former friend, Kirby's Avalanche. So I have two copies of that. It wasn't a very good game as far as I was concerned. What it is it's a Kirby's Avalanche, Dr. Mario, or Tetris style video game. Here's a fun one, especially if you were me. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers video game. Pretty sweet. The original Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I remember Smith's. Smith's was an old store around here. Ooh, cool. Of course, Samurai Showdown, the very first Samurai Showdown, yeah. What a lot of people don't know is Haohmaru, the main character, he's based off of the Book of Five Rings. The author of that. Everybody who knows him as Musashi Miyamoto, the most legendary swordsman in all of Japan. Never lost a fight. Of course, he did cheat against Kojiro Sasaki. He arrived late, knew the sun was going to hit him in the eyes, and bashed his brains in with the sword that he made out of that he carved out of one of his oars that he got to with the ship. Here's another good one, Super Double Dragon. Super Goals and Ghosts. Another one of the like heavy favorites. Hard to believe this game isn't gonna be in the Super Nintendo Classic, but Super Mario All Stars has 1, 2, and 3 plus title called The Lost Levels. Of course, this is another one a lot of people had because of the fact that, you know, it was another game that would come with many units of the Super Nintendo. That would be the original Super Mario World. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Adventure Island. Okay, so we have some of these out of order then. This one, I got it for 15 bucks at GameStop before they stopped selling them. This is Super Metroid, one of my favorite games, which is actually Metroid 3. The thing about this nowadays is 15 bucks. No, for cartridge alone, you're likely gonna spend 50 to 60 bucks just for a cart alone, unless you like downloading video games, because it's like $7.99 on the. It's like $7.99 just to download it, like for your 3DS or your Wii and all that. Hard to believe this game isn't with the Super Nintendo Classic either. Super Star Wars. The original Star Wars game for Nintendo was freaking hard. Super Empire Strikes Back. Super Return of the Jedi. Now, let me bring these three back down. One thing about these three video games, they're freaking hard. But each one has a debug mode where you can use it and then go through walls. You can also have unlimited health and all that. So yeah, it makes it a lot easier just to use the debug menus just to beat the games. Because if you try to beat them without, there's no way in hell you're going to beat them. You won't even get far. Super Street Fighter 2. Wario's Woods. Wheel of Fortune. And last but not least, one of my favorite games. Too bad this one only had 6 wrestlers. If you have the game for PlayStation, it has a total of 8 wrestlers. But yeah, so WrestleMania, the arcade game, that's the one with the fatalities and all that, where you can actually finish off your opponents. But anyways, there you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Laters.